You might need to pour it. And then, are you gonna drink this, baby? What is this, your tea, your ice?
Yeah. That's what Aaron likes to call it, so I rather call it sparkling water. Nope. I don't want to be nothing like that. Trying to murder people. I'm scared of this.
Terrible.
I thought Aaron was trying to look out, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But here she goes, turning around, stabbing me in the back.
Well, maybe she needs to do it. So you have to think it's a lot of pressure being with your dad and.
Oh no, she meant to do it because why did she tell me to go grab the gun? Exactly.
I mean, that's not a thing a mother would want to tell a child. I have no idea what she would do. That's terrible. It's unfortunate because I just feel like.
I think I just got it.
Good. We're gonna do your eye drops. I just think your dad should have made sure that you weren't involved in that situation. And that's the biggest thing is that it's just always one thing.
And that time, I think he was trying to be the bigger parent, but then look what he does. He doesn't tell me to go in my room.
And you should have went in your room, but I don't know what would have happened if you went in your room.
And she didn't. I probably would have got hurt either way. Even if I grabbed the gun, I would have got hurt.
Well, I'm glad you didn't do that, though. I hope that didn't even cross your mind.
That did not cross my mind. I wasn't even thinking about that. I just did a quick answer. I didn't have to hesitate or anything. Mm-hmm. I shook my head. No.
Or you already know that was a big problem with your dad.
Anyway. I didn't have to hesitate. I didn't even have to hesitate because I'm when you tell me what's gonna happen, I'm gonna try. Or if you ask me to do something dangerous that I already know is dangerous, it's not gonna take me long. I'm not gonna hesitate. Oh my gosh, that's weird. That's creepy.
You already know what the right and wrong thing to do is. So.
Exactly. So that's why I'm not doing the wrong thing. Yeah. Aaron could have gotten killed.
Yeah, it could have happened.
Aaron could have got me killed very bad.
In what way do you think?
What do you think?
How do you think that? What makes you say
what
that?
do you think? What do you think you? After Aaron told me to go in there, if I didn't have to hesitate because of if I see my mom, if my mom ever came to pick me up, what would she say to me if I don't have almost died or if I did die? What do you think she would do? So that's why I already knew. The answer was no. I'm not gonna go touching anything that I don't have access to.
That's something you're not even supposed to know about. It's not even something you're supposed to have access to. It should have never even been your problem.
It never should have. But look who's dragging me into this problem. My dad and Aaron. If Aaron wanted to argue with my dad, or if Aaron had something to say to my dad, Jermaine, can you go downstairs with me real quick? I want to talk to you real quick.
I agree. That's definitely how it should have happened.
It could have and it should have. Could have, would have, should have.
Yeah, now beyond that is so level.
We're all in.
So level.
It's on fire.
I don't know. Next time though, if there's a next time, when there's a next time, because there'll probably be a next time. You know that the best thing for you to do, even if you were to get upset, what's worse, being in a situation where something can happen, or just going and taking a chance that it's not listening to your dad, it's protecting yourself, because sometimes when people are under the influence like that, they're not thinking in their right mind. If he knew in his right mind, he would already know he didn't have access to be able to open up medicine. So how would it get in there except a person that's old enough to go in there and get medicine?
I don't even touch his stuff without his permission.
That's respect, and that's not what you're supposed to do, you know?
Exactly.
You're never go through your parents' stuff, never touch, go in places because you don't never know what you're gonna find, but you're not supposed to.
One time I seen Erin with a tight pocket. Her gun was in her pocket.
Why she walk around guns?
I don't know. It's her problem. She was going around shooting people when this was when she came back from the meeting. So what? Guess what? She might have shot her boss.
That's terrible. I don't know.
You never should shoot your boss if you have access to a gun.
I don't know why you'd be walking around with it in your pocket, but I don't know about this law with that, but I don't think that that's something you're supposed to do. I don't think that, but I don't know.
Well, did she see the police there and then shoot the police? Who knows what she did that had access to her gun?
It is a terrible thing. I'm just glad that you know, I hope that you're not mad at me, that you know that I had no choice but to report that.
No, I'm not mad at you. Because if you did not report that, where would I be right now? Probably getting my butt beat at my dad's house.
Well, I don't know the thought of
Probably having thousands of bruises.
Well, I don't know about
Well, I'm happy that I'm not with him because of guess what? I would have probably been dead by now.
that's terrible, and I'm sorry that you feel that way. I can't tell you to feel any different, except that hopefully you know that I believe your dad loves you, and that in his right mind when he's not drinking, I don't believe that he would really try to do anything that would take your life. People when they're drinking, they don't always make good choices. So
Exactly. So I don't know why he made me go into his room and not have me go back into my room.
yeah, that's
He was not in his right mind. But I told him for the 100th time that he could grab my remote out of my room because of his remote was broken. And then after that, for like the 10th time, like the 100th time, I told him. He said no, and then he said, or maybe I could go get your remote out of your room. And I said, really? Are you still drunk? I was like thinking, really? Are you still drunk?
that was the same night.
No,
It was another day.
it was the next day.
It's terrible. I'm sorry. I hate it. I hate that you have to go through that. She's not protecting you the way that she should, because that is something she should. It's disturbing that she thinks that she trusts me to make sure that I do what I say when I'm a Christian, and I do everything that I'm supposed to do. Yet,
Yeah, still, she gives you all these like crazy stuff, and you're the Christian in the situation.
I do the best I can. I'm not perfect, but what I don't do is I don't put you in dangerous situations.
No, you don't.
That's what I don't do.
I know you don't do that because I've been around you long enough to know. You've been in my lifetime long enough to know that you aren't going to put me in danger.
I love you, and I wouldn't do that.
I know you wouldn't, and I also know my dad loves me too, but he doesn't. He needs to start acting like you.
Well,
Because I'm 1,000% sure that he does not act like that.
well, I think the drinking is probably the biggest problem for them. You hear me? I just think maybe the biggest problem is drinking because, when you keep
You
saying.
don't think the gun situation isn't a big problem?
I definitely think the gun situation is a big problem.
It's a huge problem.
It is a huge problem, and that's why the drinking and the gun situation is the reason why I reported it. I don't think it would have been any other way. If it was just drinking, well, you dealt with drinking. You dealt with them fighting when they've been drinking.
Exactly.
It is not.
But the gun situation was like the most domestic.
Huh?
The most domestic one was the most domestic violence was the gun situation, all the pushing, the shoving, the yanking. That was too much.
I'm just glad that if nothing else, he was able to stop her from going to get the guns. Because who knows what could have happened, but that's why you shouldn't even have been in the room.
But yeah, but Erin just did too much when she landed on the dresser. She could have landed on the floor because that's where my dad was trying to aim actually.
Well, she picked her. She probably tried to stop herself from hurting herself too. Because the thing is, that's not even stuff that you should see. Not the stuff you should even have to worry about. Not stuff you should be even thinking about. It's not anything that you should have to live through.
Well, guess what? I do. I know.
That's why I keep telling you can't always depend on Mandy, and that's for sure. But when those kind of things happen, you're supposed to tell people at your school. You're supposed to tell somebody that can help you. Because one day something really bad could happen, and then you're gonna have to live with that. I could just say, as a person that's been in situations, sometimes when bad things happen, they stay with you for a very long time, and you don't forget it. And it seems like there's a lot of things that have happened
that I haven't
that
forgotten.
you have not forgotten.
The domestic violence was like a lot. When he said that he was gonna slap the S out of me, that was a lot. I can remember everything that my dad has done bad to me or in front of me.
Well, that's terrible, and that's why we just gotta keep praying that things will work out. I'll be right back. Or do you want to walk with me to the garbage?
I want to walk with you to the garden.
You got your shoes on?
No.
Here, where's mine? Because I don't want to wear mine outside.
Somewhere through this.
Okay, well, this house is as good as it gets for now. I gotta work on our paperwork.
I thought you were gonna rest.
I am, but I feel really scared to rest, and then I don't get things done. I think when I lay down, I'm just gonna type up my notes really quick, just to finish what I need to put in there, and then.
Yeah, we'll finish our notes.
But you're chilly, and it's all melty with cheese.
Ooh.